Hey everybody, Sean here from Somm Wine Club, and I have got some wine for you. This is the Visintini Refosco dal Peduncolo Rosso. This is from the Friuli region of northeastern Italy, and it's part of the July 2023 Somm Wine Club box. Refosco is a really interesting grape variety. It is native to this area of northeastern Italy, including the Veneto, Trentino, and Friuli, and this family of grape varieties, where it's connected to other things, including the grape varieties from Valpolicella, has history in the region back to the Roman times. So this is a very old native variety, and it's actually a group of varieties, not just one. Dal Peduncolo Rosso is the denominator for this particular strain, which means Refosco with red stems. Pedunculo is Italian for peduncle, which is a stem that ends in fruit or flower, and it is a very dark-skinned, can be very tannic and very deep, rich red wine. But Visintini has a style of Refosco, which they've managed to control and kind of elevate that variety from one that could be austere or too tannic or maybe need a lot of time in order to soften and integrate into something that is vibrant and energetic and refreshing and a little bit more easy to enjoy when it is youthful. This is the 2021? Really? No, 18. What am I thinking here? 2018. So even then, this does have a little bit of bottle age. Sorry. And I'm excited to show you guys this grape variety. The Visintini winery is located in an 13th century castle, about 6 kilometers away from the Slovenian border. So if you're actually in the winery, you can look out towards the border. You can see Slovenia from the winery. And the current generation is 3 siblings, Oliviero, Cinzia, and Palmira Visintini, and they are doing the work of their family. It's been family owned since the 1880s, when the first of their ancestors purchased the property from, it was in ruins at that point, and then have restored it, and now are using the basically remains of this 13th century castle as the winery and cellars for their winemaking, which is biodynamic, sustainable, and really exciting in terms of this region for creating wines that explore native varieties in an authentic and interesting way, and also make them approachable and drinkable. So let's taste it. If you've never had Refosco before, any of them, I think that you will probably have a reaction similar to what mine was, where I kind of think that this smells like Syrah. It has this high-toned violet floral character. It has lots of dark fruit, lots of blackberry and blackcurrant, and an underlying kind of spiciness, pepperiness, or like pink peppercorns. It has a little bit of a gamey, kind of meaty character to it, so it does have similarities in terms of aroma and flavor to Syrah, but obviously an entirely different grape variety grown in a different climate, a different country. So that's maybe where the similarities end. But if you're trying to draw parallels to other grape varieties that you may be more familiar with, think about it like that, and it'll kind of get you on the right path. There is this kind of very exuberant floral aromatic character to this wine. It really kind of jumps out of the glass at you, and has, yeah, like I said, that peppery, spiced fruit character, which I think is really, really pretty and intoxicating in this wine. I'd taken this out of my cellar, so it was at 12 for storage, and it's probably warmed up just a little bit right now, so it's probably sitting at 13 degrees or 14 degrees, which I think is a good temperature for this wine. You don't want to serve it too warm, otherwise you're going to elevate the alcohol. You don't want it too cold, otherwise you're going to make the tannins and the acidity too sharp and angular. There is definitely tannin and structure to this wine. It's high acid, it's moderate plus to high tannins, and they are really fine grained, and they like just kind of suck that moisture right off of your tongue in like a really pleasant way. Where yeah, I think I've had examples of Refosco that were very young and very tannic, and they're almost undrinkable sometimes. This is not. This is really well balanced. Alcohol, fruit, acid, tannin are all kind of in a cohesive package that shows the variety's character while still making this a wine that is infinitely drinkable. A lovely, savory, and like I said, slightly gamey, woodsy finish to this wine. It smells and tastes a little bit like the forest. It has this undergrowth, this damp brush, mossy bark and forest floor character, which lingers on the palate. And then you still have some fruit character, some brambly black fruit to kind of back that up. And honestly, I know that I've kind of harped on this a little bit, but you can treat this in much of the same way that you would if you were doing Syrah, especially Northern Rhone Syrah, especially more savory, spicy Syrah versus the big, juicy, fruit-driven style. So lots of like gamey sausages and pepper and roasts and stews and things that have that meatiness to them. There's lots of traditional sausage and things that are done in this part of northern Italy because there's influences from Austrian and Slovenian and kind of Germanic cuisine in the north of Italy. So if you need a wine for a summer barbecue, you got it. Like this is a spectacular option for any of your like flame rich outdoor cooking, rack of lamb or other gamey meats where you've got some kind of mealiness and you want that kind of spiced, deeper, concentrated, and a little bit more tannic red wine to kind of soak up some of that fat. That's pretty dang good. Uh, Continually exposing you to new and interesting grape varieties. I hope that you enjoy this. I hope that it makes you curious about other native varieties of Northern Italy because there's a whole bunch of stuff up there that we just don't see a lot of. We don't see these varieties exported or widely distributed because new things can be scary, especially when it comes to wine, when there's so much out there, and maybe a little bit sometimes barriers to knowledge and sharing of these things. So here you are, a native variety from the northeast of Italy, Refosco from Visintini. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy. We'll see you next time.